Alrighty, welcome to the Virtual College Exploration Program in partnership with Colleges That Change Lives. This is the University of Lynchburg information session, but before I pass it over to the team, I'm gonna start off with some housekeeping items in case you haven't heard these yet. First and foremost, there are more CTCL sessions through tomorrow evening, so if you're interested in registering for more sessions and connecting with other colleges and universities, please check back on that schedule. And when you do register for these sessions, you get a barcode in that confirmation email. Know that that barcode is not necessary for any of the virtual events that you participate in. And we are recording all of these sessions and posting them to our website shortly after the session concludes. So whether you want to rewatch a session or watch one you may have missed, check back on our website for those updates. And then finally, you'll be able to see and hear the Lynchburg team. They can't see or hear you though. This is webinar style format. So any questions you have throughout the presentation, feel free to type those into that Q&A box, and the presenters will do their best to address those throughout the entire presentation. So I'll pass it over to Jen to get us started. Thanks so much.
Hi, actually, I'll go ahead and start. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you could join us today, and we're glad that you want to learn more about the University of Lynchburg. My name is Dara Logan. I am a Senior Associate Director of Admissions here, and I also work as the Coordinator for Multicultural Recruitment. I've been with the university for 12 years, going into my 13th year, so this is home for me, and I'll go ahead and hand it over to Jen.
Thanks, Dara. Hi, my name is Jennifer Light. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions at University of Lynchburg. I actually graduated from Lynchburg in 2018. I originally came from Maryland. I just loved Lynchburg so much that I decided to stay. And I primarily work with students in the New England area, Florida, Georgia, and west of Mississippi, as well as Northern Virginia. So a little bit about Lynchburg, Virginia. We're in the central area of Virginia, so we're right in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it's a great place. So if you're really into outdoorsy activities like hiking, kayaking, canoeing, this is the place for you. If not, that's completely okay. You can watch people be outdoorsy. And these are some pictures of downtown Lynchburg. So that's about 10 minutes away from campus, and there's a lot of festivals, a lot of concerts. There's a skate park. And if you really, really love food, that is the place to be. There's all different kinds of food. It's all local restaurants, boutiques, and cafes, as well as the James River is right down in downtown Lynchburg. So that's where that outdoorsy activity is happening. And again, if you all have any questions or comments during this, please go ahead and put them in the chat box and we will get to them. Some quick facts about University of Lynchburg. We are 2,000 undergraduates and 1,000 graduate students. So the average class size will be around 16, no more than 30, and that general education classes will be around that 30. I had a research class. It was around 6 students. It was really great. I was able to have that one-on-one with my professor, as well as collaborating with the other students in my class. We have students coming from everywhere, which you can see on the presentation slide. And we also have 75% of our students living on campus, and we'll talk a little bit more about housing later on. So undergraduate studies. So this is our academic structure right here. We have over 50 majors, we have over 60 minors, and we have 15 pre-professional programs. So if you're thinking of business administration, marketing, or anything like that, you would be under College of Business. Say you're thinking of nursing or exercise physiology, you'd be under College of Health Science, as well as teaching, you'd be under College of Education, Leadership Studies, and Counseling. And you can double major, you can double minor, whatever works for you and what you want to do. With the pre-professional programs, so we have like pre-law, pre-vet, pre-dental. With any of the academic programs, the majors or minors you do pick, you'll have an academic advisor with you all 4 years. Freshman year, they're going to check on you a little bit more just to make sure everything's going okay. How's classes going? If a grade is slipping, what can we do to work on that? During sophomore, junior year, they're going to ask you, okay, are you thinking about a graduate school or a doctorate school after? What are your post-secondary plans after you complete your undergraduate? So they will help you with those applications with the graduate schools you're looking into to make sure you meet all of those requirements. So once you graduate with us, you're ready to go. We also have our direct admit pathway program for some of our master's programs, as well as our physical therapy program. So what that means is once you're an admitted student into the University of Lynchburg, if you meet our academic requirements, you can get a phone interview if you sorry, if you put your interest in, you will have a phone interview with the director of that program, and based on how well that goes, you will get a seat into the program. So what that means is you don't have to apply for the graduate program, you automatically get in. So these are some of our certificate programs, and some of the direct admit pathway programs are our athletic training, like I said, our physical therapy, and our public health, and just a couple others. Dara, do you want to chime in on anything? Okay, just making sure. All right, so we have experiential learning. Gosh, I'm messing up tonight. We have experiential learning opportunities for our students. So this is Claytor Nature Center, and this is about 30 minutes away from campus, and it's 500 acres large. This is an actual picture. This is Peaks of Otter. So a lot of our students will be doing research here, water quality testing, and we actually have had the Smithsonian with us. They were doing some research on our flowers as well. And this is Belk Observatory. This is the largest observatory within Central Virginia. So if you're really into stars, this would be a great place for you. And this is also at Claytor Nature Center. Historic Sandusky is another site for us. If you're a history buff, if you're into graphic design or in concert or choir, anything like that, this is a place for you. So this is a landmark historic Virginia area. And this also houses our archaeology minors. So if you're really into digging, this is another place for you. And we have all different concerts going on throughout the semester, so you're welcome to come and join. As well as when I mentioned graphic design, a lot of our students will have an internship and they will make the brochures for the concerts and whatnot. So study abroad, I usually say raise your hand if you've been abroad, and I actually haven't with the campus, so I highly encourage you to. We have faculty-led programs. We have a semester worth or a year worth, just depending on what you want to do. Our faculty-led is that 3-week, so that would be during the summer, during the spring, or during winter break, which we call J-term. And these are some of the areas that we do travel to. Say you don't find one, and you find one online that you really want to go to, you can go to our office and say, hey, I found this really great program, and they'll work with you in order to go and travel there. These are some jobs and internships that our students currently are at or currently had. Give you a second. And then these are some of the graduate schools that our students currently are at or were. We always like to put University of Lynchburg there. All right, so how you get those jobs and internships and how you get into those graduate schools is through the Professionalism Plus program, and that's hosted from the Career and Professionalism Center. And these are the different levels. So bronze, they're gonna be helping with your cover letter and resume. I did it, I've never seen so much red pen in my life, but it really helped me get a clean cut resume and cover letter. And then silver, social media branding. So those employers are gonna be looking at your social media, so they're gonna help you clean that up and make sure you're very presentable when you're applying to jobs, as well as helping you with mock interviews and a professional headshot for your LinkedIn. And then gold is, working on finalizing that internship as well as the etiquette dinner, which is super great. There's a certain way you shake someone's hand when you're at a lunch or a dinner interview. There's a certain fork and spoon for everything. So it's really nice to have that. And you're also able to collaborate with some of our relationships with our nonprofits within the area.
Okay, next we'll transition, into everything student life. So thank you, Jen. So we encourage students to really come here and find their niche to get involved. There's so much that you can learn through your involvement through student life, whether it's time management skills, networking, leadership development. So we strongly encourage our students to take advantage of the opportunities that we have available. Each year we have approximately 70 clubs or organizations for students to choose from, and the list ranges every year depending on the interest of our students. So if there's a club organization you would like to start, definitely contact our Office of Student Activities and they'll be happy to help you with that. But amongst the current organizations that we have your typical Student Government Association and Student Activities Board. We have an outdoor leadership program. As Jen stated, we're located in a great area of the state where you have access to go hiking, skiing, canoeing, all those different types of things. We also have some on-campus activities as well too. We have a rock climbing wall on campus. We have a high and low ropes course that a lot of our student clubs and organizations we use for team building. We also have just a lot of ways for you to be involved there. So we encourage you to get involved in whatever you're interested in. Also, we have 10 nationally recognized sororities and fraternities on campus. If you're interested in being involved in one of those, we encourage you to reach out to them. Less than 20% of our students are involved in Greek life. So if it's something you're interested in, we definitely encourage you to do that. If not, again, we have 60 other clubs or organizations that you can be a part of. And they're always sponsoring activities throughout the year, in addition to what our Office of Student Activities provides as well too. So there's always something for you to do while you're here on campus. And we're also very involved in giving back and serving others as well too. So here with community involvement, you see that we have partnerships with several local organizations, Big Brother, Big Sister, Habitat for Humanity. We worked with them in the past, as well as YMCA. Miriam's House is another local organization that we partner with as well. So our students are very involved. The only community service requirement that we have for our students is their first year coming in during Hornet Days, which I'll discuss a little later. There is a community service component. Otherwise, these 70,000 hours here are students just volunteering their time freely. So if that's something you're interested in doing, we definitely have those opportunities available. And we do host a Relay for Life and Special Olympics every year on campus as well too. We also have an appreciation for the arts here, and regardless of what you decide to major in, if you're talented in theater, music, or visual art, there is a place for you in that community here on campus. So if you wanted to be a business major and you wanted to be involved in our visual art program or display your art, you can still do that. There is also a financial component here as well too. So there's the Visual and Performing Arts Scholarship Competition, where you'll have an opportunity to earn anywhere between an additional $1,000 to $3,000. And again, this is regardless of your major. We do want to recognize our students and their talents. Here at the University of Lynchburg, I think we do a great job offering opportunities for students to be involved athletically. Whether you are interested in the most competitive level or just having fun with your peers, we have a place here for you. Of course, our most competitive will be our intercollegiate athletics program. We're Division III in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. We have 24 varsity programs. If you are interested, you can go onto our athletic webpage and fill out a recruit form. The information will go to someone on that coaching staff and they will be in contact with you. Just a step down from the intercollegiate athletic program, we have club sports, which you still compete against students from other institutions, but it's not as much of a time commitment for you. So you typically will have your games or matches on the weekend. So the commitment there is just a little less, but the competitive edge is still there. And then we also have an intramural program as well, which again is just an opportunity for you to get out and have fun with your peers. That can range from bubble ball to color wars to Wii tournaments, but it also includes Turkey Bowl, which is one of the traditions here at the University of Lynchburg, is our flag football tournament. So that can get a little bit competitive as well too. But again, I think we do offer a lot for our students if you want to be involved athletically. Now, typically this is the part of the presentation if you're on campus where I ask students if they're nervous about transitioning from their high school experience to their collegiate experience. And we may have a couple of students raise their hands, but the parents are definitely nervous about their students transitioning to the collegiate level work. But I think we do a great job here at the university of providing support for our students. So once you're accepted, if you decide to join the Lynchburg community, the first step is orientation, which is a 2-day session and 1 overnight experience on campus for students so they can see what it's like to live on campus. This typically occurs in June, and it's just a good opportunity for students to kind of learn the ropes here. You're placed in your orientation leader, orientation group, excuse me, led by orientation leader, and it's the start of a mentoring program. They help you with different workshops to know what to expect and help you be prepared to start in the fall. We also have some workshops and sessions for parents. Students have the opportunity to meet with their academic advisor to create their schedule for their first school year. So it's a very good experience for our students. Then you'll go home for the remainder of the summer and you'll come back for Hornet Days, which is a few days prior to the beginning of the fall semester where the entire first year population is together. You're learning the lay of the land before all the upperclassmen return, so you know on the first day exactly where your classes are. They have some fun activities. Again, we're continuing with the workshops to help you with your transitioning there. So just in the community service project is doing this time as well too. So a good opportunity for students to be engaged right before the start of the semester. Then we also have the Freshman Success Seminar, which is a 1-credit course taught your first semester that's helping you with time management skills, study management skills that will help you not only throughout your first year, but throughout your entire time here with us at the university and beyond. A residential component is the monthly dinners, and those are hosted by the resident assistants, which we call RAs. They are called Monthly Mont and Tasty Tate, as Montgomery and Tate halls are our first-year residence halls. And then we also have first 30 days. So there's at least one activity the first 30 days the students are here on campus. We want them to get engaged. It's so easy to stay in your residence hall and hang out with the people that you already know, but we want our students to get out and see what is available across campus. So again, I think we have a very comprehensive first-year program that helps students with that transition. As Jen stated, 75% of our students do live on campus. So we actually guarantee housing all 4 years. Students are required to stay on their first 3 years. So your senior year, you do have the opportunity to move off, but the majority of our students will stay on campus because of all the wonderful opportunities that we offer. Your first year, you would be staying in one of our first year traditional residence halls. Again, they're Montgomery and Tate halls. It is the community style bathrooms, and then of course you have your one roommate there. But then after your first year, the opportunities do open up for you. We have other traditional residence halls for upperclassmen. We have apartments, townhouses, and we also own approximately 100 houses surrounding the campus community that is also deemed as on-campus housing as well too. The beautiful part of this is that the university maintains all facilities, so we are kind of like your landlord. So if anything goes wrong with your plumbing, your electricity, we have maintenance on staff that will take care of that for you. And also all students are allowed to bring cars. So that includes first-year students as well, which I know is typically a popular question for you. And this is just some snapshots of first-year residence hall here. And then the next shot here, we renovated the restrooms, I think over the past 2 summers prior to this summer. And so this is just a snapshot of that. Of course, campus safety and security is a question that students or parents may have. And I think we do a wonderful job of keeping our campus safe and secure. As one of our former dean of students says, it is a shared responsibility, excuse me. So we do rely on all of our community members, whether it's students, faculty, or staff, just to help make sure that the community stays safe. But we do have some safeguards in place already. One of them is the Live Safe app. You can download that on your smartphone. We're able to push out notifications about weather. So if there is an incoming storm, or we have to open late due to snow or ice, we push out those notifications there. There's also email and text notifications. Email is automatic. Students have to opt into the text notifications, which we encourage everyone to do that. You can never be notified too many times, in my opinion. We do have a great security staff as well too that is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They patrol the campus on foot, on bike as well, golf cart. They also have an SUV that they travel around campus in as well too. So they're very visible. And the great thing about being a smaller community is everyone gets to know each other. So they definitely know who our students are. And on the weekends, we partner with the Lynchburg Police Department to do community patrol because we do have some houses surrounding the perimeter of the campus. And finally, we have a campus early alert system, which is an audible system. And they, I think, test every other Wednesday, I think, just to make sure the system is working. So again, I think we have a lot of safeguards in place to make sure everybody is secure.
All right, thanks, Dara. So we're going to get into the fun stuff, the application financial aid portion. All right, so for our seniors, our application is readily available and open. We are rolling admissions, which means you can apply whenever you're ready. So we are on Common App. We have an online application as well. So there's 2 different ways you can apply. Like I said, our application is available, but you're welcome to apply whenever you're ready. So that can be next week, in a couple weeks, a couple months. Obviously, the sooner the better, less stress on you. The only required material we ask of you is that application and that high school transcript that can be unofficial or official. And you can see our optional materials are an essay, letters of recommendation, and we did go test optional this year. If you have any questions or need any more information about going test optional, that is on our website, and we can also provide the link for that. I always encourage, and Dara will say the same thing, an essay and letter of recommendation is always nice. It kind of gives your application, it brings it to life, and we get to know you a little bit better. Being a small liberal arts institution, we are taking the time to read your application, getting to know you a little bit better. We're not like those big colleges or those big universities where you go through a system, you get booted in or booted out. We actually take the time to get to know you. So once we have all those required materials, we will give you an admissions decision within 2 to 3 weeks. And again, if you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to ask them in the chat box. This is what we're looking for on your transcript. So these high school courses, 2 lab sciences, 2 foreign language, preferably the same language, math all the way up to algebra 2 or something similar, and having that social studies and 4 years of English. And this is what our average admitted student looked like for the previous year. So a 3.4 on a 4.0 scale, 22 for ACT, and 1100 for SAT. So again, this is an average, so above or below is completely fine. Receiving college credit, so if you're in any AP classes, we like to see a 3 or higher on those tests, 4 or 5 on some of the selected ones. If you have any questions about that, we do have our undergraduate catalog online, which will tell you how it will transfer over as credits. We also like to see a 4 or higher on some of those IB exams. And then if you're doing early college or any dual enrollment classes through a community college, we like to see a C or higher. Unfortunately, a C- does not count. And if you want to know how that transfers over, again, you can always email us or look online. Hand it back to you, Dara.
Right, yes, I will finish up with some financial aid and scholarship information. And the amounts or figures you see here are for students who are currently enrolled for the 2020 and 2021 academic year. Our board will be meeting in October, and so we hope to have the new figures available for families the end of October, early November. But this at least kind of gives you an idea of what our cost was or is this current academic year. So our tuition, room and board, and general fees comes up to a little bit over $54,000, and we call this our comprehensive cost. We also refer that to as our sticker price, as 100% of our students do receive aid. And you can see here that our average cost is about $22,000. And we're very generous each year, typically distributing over $42 million in financial aid annually. So to bring that comprehensive cost down, or that sticker price down, we have our merit scholarships, and every admitted student will be awarded a merit scholarship. That information will be available again late October, early November. And currently the scholarships range from $20,000 to $24,000 per year, and they are renewable each year. Once you receive your scholarship letter, in that letter it will tell you the GPA you need to maintain in order to continue to receive that scholarship. In addition to the merit scholarship, we also have scholarship days. You must be an accepted student and submit an application to be considered for scholarship day. Typically that is an on-campus event, but of course in March we had to transition to the virtual opportunity, and we are prepared to offer that scholarship day opportunity either virtually or in person on campus. So this will be available for you regardless. But again, you have to be an admitted student, submit that application. It does require you to have an interview with a faculty or staff member. You also have to write an essay, and we will use that information to determine which scholarship you receive, and that scholarship ranges from $1,000 to $5,000. This scholarship day is also in addition to the visual and performing arts scholarship competition that I referred to a few slides back. For students who are in Virginia, we have the Virginia Tuition Assistance Grant, which we call VTAG for short. This is for Virginia students attending a private institution in state. It's not based on academics or financial need. It's solely just based on being a Virginia resident. And this year, our students received $3,400 in that particular grant. We're also a veteran-friendly institution, so if you think you're eligible for any benefits, we encourage you to contact our Veterans Benefits Coordinator at the email address listed here on the screen, and she will help walk you through that process. And then finally is the free application for federal student aid, which we call FAFSA. And that application is available for students October 1st of their senior year. We do encourage all of our families to fill it out, as it helps us to put together your financial aid package to see if you're eligible for your work study, your grants, and your student loans. You can always accept or decline what is offered to you, but we do want to make sure our families know whatever is available to help you fund your education. And so our code is listed there. And we also have a net price calculator. So if you're wanting to get an estimate of what it may cost to attend the University of Lynchburg, that is a wonderful tool and resource for you to use. And of course, Jennifer and I love the University of Lynchburg. I forgot to mention that I'm also an alum. I completed the master's degree program in educational leadership with a focus in higher education. So we could talk, throughout the day and throughout the night with you about the wonderful opportunities that are available here at the University of Lynchburg. But we're also featured in several publications that you may have read during your college search process. But of course, we're going to point out colleges that change lives, and we hope that you have read our chapter. All right, and this is just some information for the admissions staff. So Jen is just going to pause on each of these screens so you can see the admissions counselor, who would be your primary contact. That information is also on our website. We do encourage you to reach out to us. We are here to help you throughout the process to answer your questions about the university, the admissions process, and any financial aid questions you may have as well too. So feel free to reach out and contact us via email, telephone. We're here to support you.
That wraps it up. So we are going to do the Q&A right now. So we do have a couple questions, and I'll pull them up. Dara, do you want to answer more about Westover Honors College and more information?
Sure. So the Westover Honors College, when we review a student's application, if you meet a certain criteria, and we're still trying to iron out that criteria since we are test optional this year, but there is a GPA requirement, and I believe if you do not submit test scores, there is an essay or essay requirement for that as well too. But students who are eligible will automatically receive an invitation to participate in the program. So it's up to you whether you decide that you want to participate or not. These students have a different general educational requirement than other students do. There's also a thesis component. There are different types of study abroad experiences. They receive an additional advisor outside of their regular or traditional academic advisor. So it's a pretty comprehensive program for our students. The Westover Honors College is actually housed in one of our newer residence halls. And so that was one of the other questions. What other renovations or new construction has the campus made over the past 2 years? And so that's one of the major ones. This will be the second year that residence hall has been open. It's not available for first-year students, but it's something to look forward to your sophomore, junior, and senior years. There are suite-style residence halls, the faculty offices, and some classroom spaces there for Westover Honors students. And it's just a good experience for our students. So that is something that we have done in the past year or two. Anything you want to add to either of those questions?
Yeah, we also updated our health science lab. So if you are looking into anything exercise physiology, nursing, anything that will be taking anatomy, we have this great anatomy lab as well as more hands-on experience. What is it called? The table?
Oh, I don't know the technical term.
So
for that.
it is a virtual body, so you're able to click it and go into the different pieces and organs of a person's body, as well as bone structure and whatnot, and just kind of see what's inside of it. And that's a great tool to help you study and to learn the body better. I'm trying to think what else we've done. We've done so much. We have added another parking lot. I know it's not construction, but it's always nice to have more parking.
Yes.
So we have another parking lot available for our students. What else? I know if anyone's into music or music buffs out there, the practice rooms they have done some construction to them. So when you're practicing, it sounds like you're in a big concert theater. So you can hear the acoustics of everything. Trying to think what else. I don't know, Dara. We did update our servery, which is in our cafe, our cafeteria about 2 or so years ago. So it's a different layout, which is really great. It offers more food opportunities. Also, if there's any dietary restrictions or there's a certain, meals you have to have, lifestyle or whatnot, our cafe is super great about that. You're always welcome to put in suggestions or just comments about the food, how great it was. But they're really great about that. I know during certain holidays, they always have food available for the students that are celebrating that holiday, which is really nice. With the other students, they get to celebrate with them as well. I think that's all the updates that I can think of right now, unless I forgot one.
Well, I think you've covered.
Okay.
You covered a great deal.
Yeah, so it's always nice to get updates. Let's see. Do you have a marching band? We have a pep band. So they are at our basketball games. They also do things within the community, do concerts. And what's really great is we are contracted with Adidas. So the pep band gets to have all the Adidas swag. So if you're really into red and black, that is what you're going to be wearing. And I always love being next to the pep band during concerts because they just keep me going. And it's just so exciting. And there's also different ensemble groups. I know this year we have one for guitarists. So if you're really into guitars, y'all will be playing together. They always have another one where community members, our downtown area is very well known for a lot of lively music. So a lot of those community members will actually come on campus and you get to play from them and get to learn from them as well. So hopefully that answers your question. So any other questions, please type them in. Dara and I are here. We're more than happy to answer them.
There is a question regarding accommodations for test anxiety. Will you take that into consideration if you see that a student's test scores are low? The great thing at the University of Lynchburg is that we are able to take a holistic approach when we're reviewing your application. So, of course, we're going to look at your curriculum and the grades you've earned in those courses. We will look at your test scores if they are submitted for scholarship purposes, because this year we are test optional. They're not being considered in the review process. So that's one of the things that is different with our application process this year.
Great questions. We'll just keep talking until we get those questions. Dara, what students do you work with?
I did forget to mention that in my intro. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I work with students in Central Virginia, which includes the Lynchburg and surrounding areas, Charlottesville, Virginia, Richmond, Southside, which includes Martinsville and Danville. So if you're familiar with Virginia, then you're probably familiar with those areas.
And if you aren't comfortable, visiting other states or, campuses right now, we do have a virtual tour available online. We also have a landing page that also has some videos talking more about, student involvement, more about financial aid, more about your first year, how it's going to look. So we really encourage you to look at those. We also are accepting visitors on campus right now. So if you want to come visit us and see it in person, we more than welcome you. We'll be here on campus and we are thrilled to have you, and we would also meet with you, within 6 feet, and just have that conversation with you and learn a little bit more about Lynchburg and answer any of those questions you have. And then also, if you are thinking about playing a sport, if you are not in contact with Coach, I highly encourage you to fill out a recruit form online. And if you are deciding to visit, reach out to Coach and say, hey, I'm visiting, are you available? And so hopefully you can do that while you're visiting.
Do we have any additional questions?
Not that I see.
Alrighty, well, if there are no more questions, I will be sure that the team gets your information. So the conversation definitely doesn't have to end here. So feel free to contact them, but again, they'll have your information. And then we do have one more question. How much is in-state tuition? So I'll let you guys take it away.
Jen, can we go back to the slide?
Yes, go ahead and reshare your screen. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. See if we'll go back.
It should just be a few back.
There you go.
Yes. So since we're a private institution, the costs are the same for our in-state and out-of-state students. So this screen here shows you the cost for all of our students who are attending the University of Lynchburg this academic year.
And like Dara said, 100% of our students receive financial aid, so no worries about that.
Hold on. Alrighty. We'll give it a second if there's any questions. But I know there's some exiting the webinar, so just want to let those who are, there will be a survey that pops up on your screen once you exit the webinar. So it's only 4 questions. We'd love to hear your feedback regarding this particular session. And then as I alluded to in the beginning, we do have more CTCL sessions through tomorrow evening, and all of our recordings will be available on our website shortly. So if there aren't any more questions, I just want to thank Jen and Dara so much for taking time out of their busy schedule to share all this great information, and we thank you for coming. And we hope you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be, and enjoyed this session. So I hope everyone has a great evening.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.